next Xbox is going to be very premium. Remedy CEO steps down. And what's up with Ubisoft? We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Hey gamers, welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025, presented by 5 Hour Energy. Blast through the Outer Worlds 2 in style with an exclusive skin for your Raptidon in-game pet, brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. When you purchase a Purpleberry Punch or Mock Melon Brew 5 Hour Energy products, you'll receive a unique code to unlock exclusive The Outer Worlds 2 in-game content. I am Andy Cortez, and I am joined by Blessing Adeoye Jr. Good morning, Bless.
Good morning, Andy. How's it going?
I'm feeling good. Feeling
Nice.
good. Really, really excited about the day. Take the day on. Ready to attack it. Ready to play some games.
What you got going on today?
Oh, you don't even want to know.
Oh, shit.
You don't want to know.
Well, you got like a
Got a special stream later, you know.
stream.
I'm excited to play Jurassic World Evolution 3 with Nick Scarpino.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
And word on the street is like some really world-renowned, maybe, you know, park builders / paleontologists might be joining the stream.
Okay.
You know, that's just kind of rumors so far.
Jeff Goldblum?
It's possible.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
okay.
possible.
Damn.
Ow.
Is that how he sounds like?
He does. There's a moment where he's laughing. He goes, ow.
That's I don't
You
know.
can look that up. You could just look up like Jeff Goldblum laugh Jurassic Park, and you will get just a snippet of.
I don't know about. All right, I'll rewatch Jurassic Park
Yeah,
just for that.
it's a good movie. It's a really, really good movie.
I got a question for you, and I got maybe this is a super chat question or just chat it. I don't care.
Do you want to super chat it or?
I super chat in the question.
Yeah,
You know, I don't have my credit card
that's fine. That's
connected.
fine. Yeah, that's
my
fine. You
Twitch.
can just IOU.
But if you have Amazon Prime, you got Twitch Prime.
You do.
I don't know what I want to be for Halloween. I was trying to like research this a little bit last night, where I typed in 20
Researched.
research. I
A
googled
very normal human being thing to do.
I googled 2025 Halloween costumes for men, and I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out what because like I'm not gonna do Spider-Man for the 18th year in a row.
It's the most extraterrestrial thing to look up.
Because I just don't know. I just don't have a
Right.
passion for anything right now.
You don't have to have a passion for anything right now.
What's hot right now? What's hot in these streets?
Yeah, I mean, here's one thing I'd like to see you go as one year. I would like you to maybe fork up a lot of money on this because this will not be a cheap costume. If you want it to look good,
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to see you as Invincible
Ooh.
I think that would be really awesome.
That'd be pretty sick. But then
with the hair sticking out and
here's
stuff.
the thing: I dress up as Invincible, and people are gonna look at me and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're what's the name of the other guy in Invincible? The guy whose like name is exactly Invincible, but it's not Invincible. He's the Black Invincible."
Oh,
People are gonna look at me and be like, "Oh, you're unstoppable."
I mean, that's more comments in the algorithm to boost up your post. Bulletproof is the name. Okay.
And then that turns into an argument, then a fight. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
how fucking dare you call me bulletproof? I'm invincible over here.
I feel that. I think it would be really cool though if you fork up the money for it. You know,
I do like that idea.
I did get my costume in yesterday. We'll see if it works out or not.
You already said who you're gonna be, right?
Verso.
That's
Expedition
a cool one.
33. Not a cheap costume, by the way, but
I
not
can't
not
imagine.
super expensive. The Cyberpunk jacket I bought from Etsy a couple years ago, that ran me about like $120.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Dang.
not a cheap one.
Dang.
Put that one on 4 years no interest PayPal card.
What if I did, since Hades 2 just came out, I don't know if this feels, I guess, old, but if I did Zagreus,
That'd be sick.
I feel like Zagreus is back in vogue with Hades 2.
I don't even. Yeah, I mean, I think that's just kind of an ageless video game character now.
Yeah.
I think he's hit that status.
Okay. I got to think about it. Because I guess I wanted to go pop culture-ish 2025. I was looking at the Sinners characters,
Okay.
Stretch, and is his name Stretch? Slim. One of the ones.
Well, it's a play on words, so it's like
Chat, remind me. I feel like one of them is either named Slim or Stretch, but I forget which one.
smoke and stack.
Wow.
Thank you, Sean
I
McAlpine.
was so wrong.
or sorry, it was David in the YouTube chat.
Smoke and
Slim
stack.
and stretch, smoke and stack.
Slim and Stretch. But where did I get Slim and Stretch from? I for sure
Who
got that
knows?
from somewhere. I feel like to do that though, I need a twin. I need somebody else who's going to be the other guy. I can't just dress up as one of them.
There could
which
be
is the
just,
problem.
an opportunity to get better at Photoshop.
Oh,
You do that yourself, you know?
that'd be pretty cool.
Something to think about.
But then it's like if I go to a Halloween party, I'm going to the bathroom every 10 minutes to switch my costume and be like, oh, I'm the other guy now.
Oh, yeah, that would be... Well, I mean, you could just wear a blue hat now.
Just switch over
blue hat, red hat, you know?
Yeah, we'll see.
This is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with a Kind of Funny membership on Patreon, YouTube, and now Spotify and Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Housekeeping. This Friday, Mike and Roger, two best friends, will be locked in a room and attempt to complete Silent Hill F while sharing a controller while also handcuffed. Will they rise to the task? Or will they break? The longer you support, the longer they'll play. Come support the madness this Friday exclusively on Twitch, right after Game Showdown.
Wow.
Great gift, right? Him.
Yeah, who did this gift?
I think Roger did.
No way. Roger's too talented.
Yeah, Roger did this. Yeah, you go on PicMix or whatever on the bottom right.
He definitely downloaded it
or whatever.
He downloaded PicMe or PicMix or whatever this is, and just what?
I'm not sure what the Jigsaw character is at the bottom. Like, why is that there?
I think he's just using whatever tools they're giving in the app.
Oh, you click the horror genre category.
Look how badly clipped out that is. You can see the white outline around it. Roger, you're better than this. I know this is you.
You just complimented it.
Well, well, no, I didn't compliment it. I forget what I said.
I thought you said he's so talented, is what you said.
Well, yes, I'm saying he's so talented. He's more talented than this.
I see what you're saying.
He's better than this, yes.
That's fair. We are an 11-person business all about live talk shows. Today, after Kind of Funny Games Daily, you'll get the GamesCast, which is a PlayStation 2025 check-in with Greg and Bless. After
little return of PS I Love You.
Oh, yeah, a little PS I Love You return. And after the GamesCast is Jurassic World Evolution 3 with Andy and Nick, and maybe some world-renowned park builders and paleontologists. We don't know for sure. Depends on whether or not. It depends on whether or not a white short sleeve button up shirt got delayed or not. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes. If you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Gregway is 5 minutes so far about the Marvel Cosmic Invasion release date before a headache stops him. He'll record more. That's Greg.
Greg has a headache today, guys. You're going to have to cut him some slack.
And one thing I want to shout out, if you all are, to all the gameplay viewers out there, or to anybody who just loves watching a lot of the Kind of Funny crew get together and laugh and have a blast. And a lot of people go, oh, I love those special Friday streams when they all get together and you just get to see them all bounce off each other and just make a lot of there's a lot of great laughs and, silly ass moments. Yesterday's stream to me is like an all-timer stream. I had so much fun playing a game called RV There Yet, which is a game that I would recommend to any group of friends.
Ooh,
It is a very, very cool game where you are all just trying to take your RV to a park and you're driving around these little trails, but the trails are sometimes really treacherous and you might hop into a section that there's a crazy ravine and there's no way you can get the car through there, but there's a lot of planks of wood. So you and your homies have to using physics-based stuff, just drop the plank and, all right, is that enough for the car to kind of drive over these planks over this ravine? My goodness, it is a freaking blast. A lot of fun. So check that out on the YouTube channel right now.
Maybe I'll put this in our feedback form for the next meeting. We got to play Lego Party again.
Oh my gosh, I agree.
It's already been too long since we played Lego Party. I need my get back. We need to run that shit back because that was not okay what happened last time.
North Wolfpack subscribed with Prime, a first-time subscriber. Look at that.
Wow.
Oh. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney the Psalm Twining. You are the best of us. Thank you so much, gamers. For now, let's begin with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 6 stories today.
Baker's dozen?
6 stories, mind you, that are actually really 8 stories, 9 stories. I took 3 stories and put them in one.
Okay.
Because they all had to do with Ubisoft. And I didn't want to I didn't want to turn that into 3 different stories, but there are 3 different stories.
I love that. Corey Cudney, I did know that if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. Story number 1. The next Xbox console is a premium system, and that's in quotes for the audio listeners. Premium system, which shares some of, quotes, the thinking, end quotes, behind the ROG Xbox Ally, Sarah Bond says. This comes via Chris Scullion at VGC. Xbox president Sarah Bond has suggested the next Xbox console will share some of the, quote, thinking behind the recently released Asus ROG Xbox Ally and Ally X handhelds. In an interview with Mashable, it was put to Bond that the next Xbox console is rumored to be a hybrid system capable of playing both Xbox console games and PC games. While Bond wouldn't be drawn into confirming or denying this, her reply did suggest that the next Xbox system will have a high price point and will share at least some things in common with the ROG Xbox Ally devices. Which, by the way, I'm this is an aside. This is no longer Chris Scullion talking from the article. This is me talking. I would have given 0.5 extra of a score to Ninja Gaiden 4 if I didn't have to play it on the ROG Ally X.
Wow.
Just fucking sucked. Like,
yeah.
It feels like back paddle. Ugh, mess. Let's continue the story right
People
here.
really like that review, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Started reading I read the comments. Everybody unanimously loves that review.
Oh, nice. Oh, good.
Very nice in there.
Sweet. That's good to know. That is great to know. Quote, well, I can tell you're right that the next-gen console is going to be I can tell you right now, I'm not sure exactly how this quote is supposed to be said, but I could tell you you're right that the next-gen console is going to be a very premium, very high-end curated experience, Bond replied. You're starting to see some of the thinking that we have in this handheld, but I don't want to give it all away, she said. Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer discussed something similar in an interview last year before it was publicly known that the ROG Xbox Ally handhelds were in the works. In an interview with Polygon, Spencer said that he would like to see other digital storefronts appearing on Xbox consoles in the future, and that he'd like to break down some of the walled gardens that limit players to only buying console games through that console's official digital store. So, obviously a big win for Xbox. This next thing is going to be even more expensive.
So, as you're reading that, I opened up a previous KFGD episode because there's been a trend this week with KFGD.
Let's hear it, Bless.
This is our third Xbox headline in a row.
Go on.
And these headlines keep coming from Sarah Bond quotes, to which, as we started doing this just now, I was like, I wonder, are these from the same interview? Is it that they're slowly releasing the information? And no, this is from Mashable. The other quote that I saw was from Variety. So this is Sarah Bond continually, like, I'm sure they're on some kind of, like, I was gonna say tour, but they're doing the rounds, and Sarah Bond just keeps talking, keeps giving us nuggets of things as far as what's going on with Xbox. But it's funny sitting here with you, because last time we sat down, it was Sarah Bond talking about how the Asus ROG Ally price, hey, that's on them, that's on Asus. And now we're at a place where 2 days later, Sarah Bond's like, when thinking about the next Xbox, we're sharing some of the same thinking as far as like what we've done with the Asus ROG Ally. And I'm like, wait, so is it that, like, that's Asus as far as what's going on over there, or is there some shared? I feel like they're conflating the message here a little bit. I don't know. I think it's kind of weird. But all that said, yeah, this shit's gonna be expensive.
Yeah,
and that's like the main thing to take away from this story, and the PC stuff as well, which is interesting. We've been talking about that for a while.
I know that when we're in the lead up to new consoles and new announcements and the future of what these companies see as what their future can be, there's always a lot of speculation. There's always a lot of like, whoa, we've never kind of been in this spot where, I think back in the day when 10 years ago, it feels like probably now where consoles are dead. Nobody's going to, you're going to see, this is the last console generation, right? And obviously that kind of ceases to be true more and more. Although with the recent rise of PC gaming, maybe the console market is going to try to win back some of those gamers. But I think now more than ever, I've never felt more confusion and excitement and fear for what the future of a company like Xbox is going to try to do for the next console when they tell you this is going to be a premium high price thing, which is completely, not to say that this is only going to be the future of Xbox right now. Not to say that like in 3 years, whenever the next Xbox comes out or whatever, 4 years, that everything from this quote is going to be 100% true and that's it, because it's very antithetical to we've seen a lot of success with the Series S, which is much more approachable console, which is something that a lot of people bought and, was much to the dismay to, some developers having to deal with sort of scaling their console or their software down. But if that's going to be the only thing that they're going for, do you think that's a smart call for Xbox?
No, absolutely not. I think I guess it depends on what partnership looks like for Xbox. If you have PC hardware manufacturers also making Xboxes that aren't just handhelds, but that are boxes, and so you can have, I'll just use Asus as an example, right? You have the Asus ROG Ally, but if Asus can also make a box that comes in at a way cheaper price, right? Maybe that's how you get around having these different SKUs of Xboxes. But then I think as Xbox, the company, you then have to make sure that people are making games for that, which is where we get into this weird place of what PCs are inherently, and like, I guess the challenges of making the transition, because I think you hit the nail on the head as far as the fear of it, but then also the excitement of it, because it all comes with pros and cons. When we're talking about the pros, I think you're talking about being able to jump between cloud and playing on your computer and playing on your Xbox console and having all those things communicate with each other. Also, the choice of the kind of hardware you want to play on. Great, my Xbox is going to be the handheld. That's how I'm going to play Xbox. Oh no, my Xbox is going to be the Microsoft-made home quote-unquote console that they made. Cool, that's going to be my experience. Oh, I can also play on my phone. I think all of those are pro consumer, and also like I think those are check marks in the pro category. But then you get into the con of how weird and difficult is this going to be for people to understand? What is this going to look like as far as software working on all these different SKUs? What is this going to look like as far as pricing? Like I think these are all things that you're going to have to reckon with and figure out. And I don't know if they have like a confident answer for that, other than we're just going to go through it and do it. Like we've made the commitment. This is the only path forward, right? It was either this or continually being in third place in the console race.
Right.
And so I don't really know what that looks like. I'm with you that I'm excited, but also I think there's a high chance that this ends up being just so messy for everybody involved.
I'm excited in kind of a nervous way, you know, because I want the future of Xbox to be bright. I want this company to be healthy and to put out products that really kind of satiate the thirst of like the hardcore fans, right? And part of me sort of feels like if you talk about your product being the most premium thing ever, that could win a lot of people over. That tells the normies out there who don't listen to shows like this and don't listen to podcasts, that could tell them, hey, you are getting the best of the best with Xbox. I know they always say that, but like, if you're going to market this as the most premium thing ever, there's some people that are willing to pay for the most premium thing ever. Are you then kind of going for the masses after that? Or are you going to have a smaller SKU? That's kind of where it's,
I guess my beef is what does being the most premium thing ever look like for Xbox? Like when we say that, are we talking about, they're going to put out a box that has the highest specs, ray tracing, all this stuff, and let's say they do that. Mm-hmm. Does that stuff get the support? Like, does that stuff from the developers, right? When we're talking about, I guess right now we're at in the ecosystem where PlayStation and Nintendo are dominating in the console space, right? And then you have PCs that are doing their thing. Are developers going to look at a $1,000 Xbox and go, oh yeah, we got to make sure that this runs the best on this? Or are they going to continue to look at PlayStation and be like, oh no, we're going to prioritize this because the install base is bigger, or we're going to prioritize Switch because the install, like, I think you can say that you're going to put out the most premium thing as a box thing, but I feel like that then lends more toward the PC crowd, which is, I think, a great crowd, right? But are you giving up, I guess, the masses of people that are coming in because they just want a console that works and does everything that they want it to do? Are you giving that up because, hey, we're gonna do something premium here? It's something that's gonna be this beefy thing, and it just ends up being, okay, cool. It's just like when I buy the latest RTX graphics card.
Right. it's kind of an iffy spot because this is Microsoft who owns Xbox, but I would love for the next marketing thing for Xbox and their next console, whether it's going to be a home setup box that can compete with some higher end rigs, but at a smaller cost because of whatever it is that they're going to be cutting corners on that a full PC doesn't always need to have. I would love to see them go. When I think of like effective marketing, I think of 15 years ago, Apple in the Justin Long commercials. Like, let me flip that.
Yeah.
Justin Long in the Apple commercials. Advertising Justin Long but I think of the ease. Hey, aren't PCs really confusing sometimes? What if they were just, which is shit talking Microsoft, I know.
Sure.
But like, wouldn't you love the ease of use of, you see the old guy at home, like whoever they're going to get as the old guy opposite Justin Long.
Yeah.
And he's going to be like, I'd get a PC, but it's just so confusing. Man, it's like, oh, well, just get the Xbox. It plays your Windows games. It plays your Xbox games with none of the hassle. Like if they were able to go for that, whether that's accurate or not, I think that could be like a really good niche to be in.
See, that's the thing I worry about is that I think PCs are so not confusing anymore. And not that they're as easy as turning on a PlayStation or an Xbox or a Switch, but I think Steam has made it so ubiquitous, and like where PCs have, I guess, come in the last 10 to 15 years have gotten so easy to understand and like pick up and play kind of thing, where I almost think that marketing point would go backwards, where like if I imagine watching that commercial and it being Xbox being like, yo, like how PCs are so tough to use or whatever, or like confusing. What if they were also confusing? Because like I look at Steam and I look at Xbox and I am way more understanding of how Steam is working as opposed to what Xbox is veering into as far as what the next generation looks like. For me, that's the confusing thing.
I could totally see Xbox trying to make their experience, the Xbox, gaming experience or whatever. I could see them trying to rip off what Steam does with it's not necessarily even an ease of use thing. It's just a familiarity thing at this point. We know what Steam looks like. We know how to get to the things or whatever. And I could sometimes be confused by Steam every now and then, trying to find the not safe for work filter because I want to show my store on stream. I'm like, where do I find this thing? Because I don't want to be showing, the fucking, backdoor neighbor, 7 or whatever.
Are you scrolling on the new games list? Like,
it's hilarious. like
how do you end up how does that just end up on your page?
It's real. Well, I mean, like if you have the filter off and you go, because I'm always going to, around Next Fest, even before Next Fest hits, I'm always looking at demos and then new and trending.
Oh, okay.
And because a lot of developers will release their cool games demos before Next Fest hits, like when the big movie premieres on Friday, but then eventually it's like Thursday night, and then it's like Wednesday at midnight or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I like looking at that, and then a lot of the games are very funny, but I want to sometimes show that on stream, and it's just. It's a minefield out there.
Oh, yeah.
It's just very, very dangerous. But to get back to the point, I could see Microsoft doing with that similar to what YouTube TV did and what a lot of users are used to with DirecTV and Time Warner. And this is kind of a very, very weird anecdote and a weird comparison. But when I was first trying to sell my parents on YouTube TV, they could not get over the fact that the guide was like full screen and that it didn't look like what they were used to. And I was like, okay, Dad, but like you're paying $260 right now. You could be paying 90 or 100 or whatever. And he's like, yeah, but like, I can't really come to grips with how different it looks.
Yeah.
And then YouTube TV emulated what the other things do, where it's like there's the big preview screen of the actual thing you're looking at, and the guide letters are smaller, and the little bubbles of like the shows are now kind of similarly they're visually similar, right? And I feel like if Xbox could try to emulate what the others are doing, what people are used to doing, because I wasn't the biggest fan of this Xbox kind of 1.0 gaming experience. I thought it was kind of a mess and I didn't love it, but you keep iterating on that software, you keep showing people yes, we could have all of your games and all your library in this one spot, and it looks familiar. It's friendly. You see it and you know what you're looking at, as opposed to I have to uncheck Steam games, or do I have to? Well, how do I see exactly what I'm looking for right now? I feel like they could kind of meet in the middle somewhere there, but it's gonna be quite the uphill battle. Bless.
You just reminded me of like when we would have to go to channel 19 to like see what the guide is. You know what I mean? Or it's just like constantly scrolling. And that's how you would tell like what shows were coming up before we had DirecTV or whatever. Getting DirecTV felt like stepping into the future.
It really did.
That felt like, and I know it wasn't. I know we didn't literally have 1,000 channels, but it felt like you went from 60 channels to having 1,000 in my household. Like that shit was fucking awesome.
I'll never forget visiting family in Austin, Texas. Like you would drive up from the Rio Grande Valley to Austin, Texas, and it's like, whoa, they have Time Warner Cable. And it's like there's this guide and searching, and whoa, this is really, really nuts. Like this is the future.
Crazy.
Yeah. Coming from waiting for the TV guide every Sunday morning newspaper, opening up the little TV guide, scrolling through it, being like, what movie are they showing on Saturday on HBO? And it's always like, oh shit, they're debuting whatever big movie. It's always a big deal, man. The home box office, bless.
Dude, that's crazy.
Take us back.
Channel 55 for Cartoon Network, Channel 56 for Nickelodeon.
Oh, really? I think I was like 26.
57 was Disney Channel.
26 was Disney Channel. No, 25 was Disney Channel. 26 was Cartoon Network, and then 27 was Nickelodeon, I believe.
Can I tell you how much that probably changed my taste as a kid? Is like the positioning of those channels, because then you had I think ABC Family was channel 32, and then WB was channel 12, and because of that, like I was so, as a kid for the longest time, I was so locked in on channels 55 through 57. And then it wasn't until I was a bit older where I realized that Saturday morning cartoons, like the best ones, were on Kids WB on channel 12. And I was like, why is this all the way over here?
Oh, I see.
And so like I was missing out on like a lot of good shit because I was locked in. And then I started learning about ABC Family and how they had like fucking Beyblade on there and shit, and Digimon. And I was like, wait,
this is a whole new universe.
Is a whole new world.
Yeah.
Why is BET number channel 54? We got to put BET at like the 30s and bring ABC Family up, because what are we doing?
Exactly. 24 was actually Cartoon Network. Let us know in the comments down below what your Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, and Nickelodeon were. And get in your super chats about Xbox. I have a super chat here from Foxy Steve. Thank you for your $5 super chat. Says, I think Xbox is getting out of the dedicated console space altogether. Make the system a PC with a hardware partner and go third-party software-wise.
Oh, Chad, this is not BET slander. I fuck with BET. I'm just saying, why is
it so far away?
Why is it right next to Cartoon Network?
Yeah.
Like, there are other things as a kid you could put right next to Cartoon Network.
Right.
As I'm scrolling. But then DirecTV.
Why are you gentrifying my guide? Don't put it way the hell over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, it's like
we make it hard to access.
Like, why did it take me so long to figure out Kids WB?
Exactly.
And Fox Kids. They did it right with Fox Kids was right next to Kids WB. It was 11 and 12.
Fox
so Saturday
mornings.
It was which one?
Well, I didn't have a Fox Kids channel. I just had Fox Kids was just in the morning.
I guess you're right. Fox Kids was like a segment.
6 for me. Because it was like ABC, Fox, NBC, CBS.
Yeah.
All those channels were like 4, 5, 6, 7. Super chat here from Trevor with a $10 super chat says, for me, the selling point is if I can access Xbox games, Steam games, etc. on a home console without the hassle of messing with a PC if something goes wrong. Yeah, I mean, that is the dream. And a lot of it is you hope that you log in one day and your game boots up, because if it doesn't, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This is one of them PC problems now.
Oh shit, yeah.
Start
installing shaders, get scared.
Absolutely. $5 super chat from Danny Tortelli says, Donktober tax. Happy spooky season, y'all. This will never happen, but how cool would it be if Xbox made a modular, upgradable next-gen console? I love modular stuff, but that would never happen. That would require so much customization. That would require so much manufacturing and like all this. Like
where I'm at is like, I don't think Microsoft will make it, but I could see a third-party manufacturer partnering with Xbox to be like, hey, this is your modular Xbox console made by whatever the fuck. I forget the companies that you and Roger go to make your laptops. Your Framework. This is your Framework Xbox.
Yeah. A massive $50 super chat from JP says, we love Kevin. Wow.
Hell yeah.
We'll get to more of y'all's thoughts on Xbox and more super chats after a word from our sponsors.
Greetings, taste buddies. Wishing you could sip the bold taste of tomorrow, today? Now you can with the ripest flavor creations from your friends, the makers of 5-Hour Energy. First up, we've got Mock Melon Brew 5-Hour Energy Shots, inspired by the new video game, The Outer Worlds 2. Mock Melon Brew 5-Hour Energy Shots have entered the flavorverse. Why bother with messy vines and sticky seeds when you can craft genuine flavor from the finest mock melons? Dive into the carefully curated flavor of sun-simulated sweet, refreshing watermelon and experience the stellar taste and interstellar energy of Mock Melon Brew 5-Hour Energy Shots. Looking for something even juicier? Introducing new Purpleberry Punch 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's got sweet, juicy grape, zealously zesty lime, and a warm ginger kick. Both flavors pack a powerful zero sugar wallop of 230 milligrams of caffeine, B vitamins, and nutrients so good it should be against company policy. And for a limited time, when you purchase a Purpleberry Punch or Mock Melon Brew 5-Hour Energy product, you'll receive a unique code to unlock exclusive The Outer Worlds 2 in-game content. Blast through The Outer Worlds 2 in style with an exclusive skin for your Raptidon in-game pet. Brought to you by 5-Hour Energy. Get your real mock flavor online at 5hourenergy.com and Amazon while supplies last.
A $5 super chat from a true gamer, Game Onesis, Jenna Garcia. She says, Andy makes some good points, but do you think Xbox will die or pivot again before they finish that iteration process? I'm assuming she's talking about the iteration process of, all right, let's move to this whole new zone that we've been slowly moving towards of the ease of use PC that has the friendliness of console gaming. I personally don't think that Xbox will ever go away, because I still think they are heavily invested in studios that make games that make a lot of money. And I think the Xbox name will live through attaching their names to like Xbox Game Studios publish stuff and blah, blah, blah. But I could see a future, where you're not getting the Xbox that you're used to getting. Like, I don't think that's completely impossible.
And I don't think we're that far away from them getting to this iteration process. I think this is the next generation of Xbox, and I think the next generation of Xbox is maybe like 2 years away. And so I don't think Xbox is going to die in the next 2 years. I was going to ask the question, and I didn't want to extend this conversation too much because we have so much news.
That's fine.
Today.
Yeah, we can do it quick.
But I guess my final question on this topic is, when we hit next generation of Xbox and they're doing the PC thing, right? What is it that is going to put Xbox on the map for you as far as, oh, I need to buy this over anything else? Like, I need to buy into this ecosystem more so than other ecosystems.
It would have to, when Digital Foundry does their tech breakdown, I would have to see, whoa, it's compatible to something of this nature on the PC side at this cost. I don't know how they're cutting them costs, and I'm sure it won't lead to future layoffs. I don't know how this thing is so cheap, so much more cheap compared to a $2,800 PC or a $2,200 PC, and it's selling for $800. Holy shit. That could be really, really cool. A neat device to have, like they were mentioning earlier, in the living room for somebody who, for the adults now that may have the disposable income that go, yeah, I grew up gaming and now it is my main hobby, and now I have a 9-to-5. I could pay for that premium Xbox without having to deal with the, keyboard mouse on this device and logging into Windows and typing in a pin or whatever. It's just my Xbox at this point. Put that in the living room. You would have to show me awesome power at a very good comparable price.
Yeah. I hope they're able to do that. I think my worry, and this goes back to the original points we were making, is that it's in this weird space of, Xbox historically has been this console thing that's spoken to like that wider group of players, right? And you're going to make your next box a $1,000 thing, a $1,000 PC essentially. When I look at that, I feel like when I'm faced with the choice of where to go, it's like, okay, well, if I want the console experience, maybe I can get the PlayStation 6 at $800 or whatever. Oh, maybe if I'm gonna spend $1,000 for a PC, is it gonna be the Xbox PC, or is it gonna be a more like, am I just gonna make the jump into just getting a fucking beefy, powerful ass PC? I think the thing that really needs to sell Xbox is the ecosystem, and for me, that has been Xbox Game Pass. But with the price hikes for Xbox Game Pass, I worry that ecosystem is now becoming less and less desirable and tangible for people to get into.
All great points.
Yeah, and so
let us know what you all think in the comments below.
Chats.
And super chats, but also make sure you click the like button. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. There's also this new thing YouTube's doing called like hype points,
Hype points.
where you gather hype points by watching stuff, and then
Yeah.
you could hype up videos from like smaller creators that you want more eyes on. Where it's like, I don't know if the hype points go directly towards like boosting this video into certain recommendation feeds or whatever.
In the next 6 months, you're going to see a leaked photo from YouTube headquarters of the boardroom where they're coming up with this, and Tim Geddes is going to be in there. It's going to be a black and white photo. It's going to be Tim Geddes being like,
Doing two photos like this and like that.
what are people hyping it?
Story number 2, what's going on at Ubisoft? This is 3 stories in one, so bear with us. I know we're running already very, very long, but thank you for your patience and your support, everybody. Story number 2A comes from Insider Gaming and Mike Straw. This is Ubisoft subsidiary Massive Entertainment is laying off staff. Massive Entertainment, the Ubisoft subsidiary studio responsible for the games such as The Division and Star Wars Outlaws, has announced that it is laying off a number of employees. In a post on social media, the studio called it, quote, voluntary career transition program.
Interesting.
It's like when they go, hey, what if you don't, we have a really packed flight, we overbooked.
Yeah.
Anybody want to give us a number, and we may be willing to pay it if you are willing to not take
When
that
I tell
flight.
you, I almost did that a week ago.
Me
where
too.
I was coming back from Janet's wedding actually, and
Congratulations.
I was going to Janet's wedding. I was flying to LA, and they were like, if anybody wants a later flight, like we'll give you $400 in credit. And I heard it, and I was like, ah, shit, that's a lot of credit. That's a lot of credit.
Yeah,
that's what Ubisoft's doing.
Quote, as part of our ongoing evolution and long-term planning, we have recently realigned our teams and resources to strengthen our roadmap, ensuring our continued focus on the Division franchise and technologies, including Snowdrop and Ubisoft Connect, that power our games, they said. To support this transition responsibly, we introduced a voluntary career transition program, giving eligible team members the opportunity to take their next career step on their own terms, supported by a comprehensive package that includes financial and career assistance. End quote. Massive Entertainment says that it remains fully committed to our roadmap and to creating great experiences for players around the world, including The Division 2, The Division 2 Survivors, and The Division Resurgence, and The Division 3. I threw an "and" there too early because there was an extra one called The Division 3, which, hey, let's get that
Did
shit
they
going.
announce that? I missed it when they announced
They've. I mean, it's never been like an official
trailer or anything.
No, it's just been like, yes, we are working on the next Division game,
Gotcha.
These projects continue with strength, focus, and ambition, and we look forward to sharing more in the future. Do we want to move on to story 2B?
Let's move on to story 2B, because honestly, like, I put this one first because of Massive and Division and how much I know we care about the studio and how much we care about Division. But I think the stories get crazier as we go. So let's hop into 2B.
Story 2B comes from Michael Murphy at Insider Gaming. Splinter Cell Remake loses another director. According to a new job listing on Ubisoft, or from Ubisoft rather. Let me start again with this sentence. Not a great start for me, and I take full responsibility for that.
But you're doing great.
According to a new job listing from Ubisoft, the Splinter Cell remake has lost its director again. According to Tech for Gamers, a job listing which has since been taken down was available on Ubisoft's website. The position, game director, was for the Ubisoft. Man, that's such a big position to try to look for.
That's crazy to see when you're just scrolling through a job. Like, you're on Indeed.com and you see game director for Splinter Cell Remake.
And you're like, wait, the game that's like kind of been getting worked on for a while
forever?
Yeah.
Y'all hiring for a game director?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's being an NFL
crazy.
player and like having to scroll by and being like on LinkedIn looking for a coach. You're
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
We're looking for a quarterback.
Man,
like, wait,
that's
hold on.
tough. Yeah. The position game director was for the Ubisoft Toronto office and would be for Splinter Cell Remake. The description for the job states that the person would be a part of the Splinter Cell development team, leading workers and coming up with new features. In 2022, the original director, David Griville, left the project and Ubisoft after more than a decade at the company. Given we haven't seen any remake or updates like the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, things look a bit unsteady.
Yeah, so this is one that's kind of there's mystery around it as far as okay, so what happened? So after David Griville left in 2022, you found another game director and they just left. Like there's question marks around it.
Was it just was it somebody's temporarily taking that job in the meantime?
Yeah.
And then they didn't live up to their standards. They're like, all right, now we're really looking for a game director.
They're like, oh, shit, we meant to put up this job listing 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We're just getting around to it.
Yeah. They promoted the offensive coordinator to head coach.
Yeah.
Story 2C.
2C.
This is the final story in the trilogy of Ubisoft. Trial Studio Ubisoft Red Lynx is laying off up to 60 staff as it refocuses on small screens. This comes from Chris Scullion at VGC.
And as you get into this, I'm just going to say, fuck this, dude.
Ubisoft Red Lynx no longer wants to develop games for 4K. They're looking for 480p. That's a joke. That's not part of the...
That's good.
I just love the idea of small screens. Like, I don't,
Yeah,
our games look better on 17-inch monitors.
Yeah, I'm tired of this 8K bullshit.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
Let's start the article. This comes once again from Chris Scullion at VGC. Ubisoft is preparing to lay off up to 60 staff at Red Lynx as part of proposed restructuring. A statement posted on the Red Lynx website says that Ubisoft has announced a restructuring proposal for the Finland-based studio as, quote, part of the company's global efforts to simplify, reduce costs, and ensure a stronger prioritization and efficiency across the company's worldwide studio network, end quote. In these trying financial times, heard this a million times. Continuing the story, the statement says that Ubisoft will negotiate the proposal with its staff in, quote, collective negotiations, end quote, before making a decision. It notes, however, that if the proposal goes again, it will result in the reduction of maximum 60 positions, mainly among the production and administration teams. The proposal would see Red Lynx changing its focus from a multi-format developer to one specializing in small screens, end quote, meaning mobile games, including 2 unannounced mobile games the studio is currently leading development on. Ubisoft says this shift in focus would let Red Lynx better optimize its resources and position itself for, quote, sustainable success.
I hate this so much.
Wow.
Partly because I love Trials so much. And it wasn't that long ago. I feel like it was me and Barrett, maybe Mike, talking about like, yo, where's the next Trials game? Like, it feels like it's been forever since Trials Rising came out.
I think we were talking about that while playing Lego Party.
Oh, was it?
It may have been that because there is a very similar level that has the bikes. But I think you all were maybe reiterating something that another discussion, but it was like, man, give us another Trials.
Yeah. And so like to hear that the Trials studio is now experiencing layoffs, of course, our heart goes out to the people laid off here. And of course, even before with Massive, our hearts go out to the people that are laid off at Massive, right? Like hoping you guys are able to land on your feet, find jobs. Always awful to hear about layoffs. I think the reframing of this studio to be focused on small screens, because I assume it's just a weird way to say mobile. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, is it that you're going to put Trials on mobile devices? Because honestly, I could kind of see that. But like, I feel like Ubisoft is just in a weird place of just not knowing what the fuck to do anymore with their studios, with their teams, with their game direction, with anything.
It really does seem like just throwing everything at the wall and just hoping that maybe you stumble into a success in the way that the indie market is kind of dominating.
Yeah.
You hope to find one of these random games that just happens to hit. I think we're going to see so many large teams that are part of larger conglomerates or just larger publishers doing the weird experimental stuff in hopes to land the random big Steam game of the week that sells 1 million copies in a week. Or like, I feel like we are getting closer and closer to that. While the big teams still work on stuff, to have smaller teams just try to, hey, let's just do whatever. Let's try to make a version of Peak. Let's try to do something like this.
My worry, because I think we've come off. I don't know, I can't do language anymore. We've recently come off a season of Ubisoft doing that. Like we had fucking Roller Champions and that Marble game that Mike brought up that one time that we were like, they're making a what? And then he showed it and he was like, yo, this is coming out.
It was a ball battle game. I had no idea it was even coming out.
Nobody knew that was coming out, right? Like there was a a stretch of those that Ubisoft was making and putting out. And I think with the whole Vantage Studios thing, right, of that being the Assassin's Creed, I forget if they even loop in Far Cry in there, but like the big Ubisoft IP like studio, I worry less that like this is going to be them being like, all right, let's see if we can make a multiplayer thing or make something that's going to trend chase or whatever. I imagine that this is going to be them working on a Far Cry mobile support or whatever it is, or like a Assassin's Creed mobile. Like I don't even know if they're going to be the main team on it. I think they're going to be turned into a support team for just whatever big IP mobile game that's happening.
I am on the opposite side of things. I feel like whatever this team is going to work on mobile wise, it is going to be, serotonin slop.
Yeah.
I feel like they are going to go for a match 3 Candy Crush style thing, ball pit being massive, Mega Bonk hitting huge numbers. I feel like this team is not going to be working on Far Cry Mobile or something like that. So? I just don't think there's success like that really anymore. Like I think we've seen Capcom try to do it with the Resident Evil stuff and trying to do like the iOS port of whatever RE2 or RE4, whatever it was. And I think those were neat experiments. And I don't really think that I don't think any money was made back. I think a decent amount of money was probably lost on those projects.
Mm-hmm.
I see the studio trying to just let's make a game that can make a lot of money and it's $2 or it's free to play with microtransactions. I don't, I'll be happy to be proven wrong that that this studio won't be making a, I don't want to say a friend slop or a serotonin slop game.
Yeah.
But I could see something like that happening.
I just wonder if that's what Ubisoft still wants to do. Like, is Ubisoft still that studio that's going to put out weird, smaller things, or are they like, we're only making big bets? Like, we're only working on our big IP, and so if anything you make has to do with either Tom Clancy or Assassin's Creed or Far Cry or like whatever licensed Avatar or Star Wars thing that they're doing.
But I think from a budgetary standpoint, there's so much less overhead trying to do something like that than trying to do Rainbow Six Mobile, which may exist. I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure that exists.
Or Far Cry Mobile. Like I think from a budget standpoint and from a development standpoint, there's just so much more overhead trying to make that experience work on mobile. And if you could have a team of 10 making a brainless video game, that could, be a very, very low risk, high reward sort of situation. But who knows? This really, really sucks about Massive as well. Like such a talented studio.
Oh yeah.
So many talented workers there. And it's just it's a rough situation for so many devs out there.
Again, every day or every week, I'll say the GamesCast topic that we just keep kicking down the road as a meme. The what's going on at Ubisoft GamesCast topic becomes relevant once again.
And just as it sort of falls out of the window of like
it's like, we don't need to do this anymore. And now I'm like, maybe we got to do that.
It's not relevant anymore. There haven't been a whole lot of Ubisoft news, and here it's back.
Yeah.
That's one of those death taxes in Ubisoft, just in a confusing place.
Yeah, and Sarah Bond making statements.
Yeah, exactly.
that end up being the headline for the show.
Before we move on to story number 3, I want to read a super chat from Aaron Lime, who says, with Ubisoft's slow collapse / eventual buyout, how bad do you think this will be for the European dev scene? They're the biggest game publisher over there, the same size as Xbox employees-wise. I think that you will see a lot of smaller studios and startups from, like 7-8 years ago, or even 5 years ago, there was always the new studio from former Blizzard and Rockstar and BioWare devs. Like, I think we'll see an influx of that if anything really, really bad and major happens Ubisoft-wise with their larger studios.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also don't think we'll see, like, the big collapse of Ubisoft. I don't think it's going to go from 100 to 0. I think it's going to be, like, periodic, oh, man, all right, we're going to downsize here, close the studio here. Okay, now we're bought by somebody, and they'll probably do the same thing, right, until they're able to kind of narrow it down to the exact, I guess, like, size and scope that that whatever new owner would want Ubisoft to be.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for your super chats and your
Thank
support. Story number 3. Remedy CEO Tero Virtala steps down after 9 years. This comes from Sophie Mcevoy at GamesIndustry.Biz. Tero Virtala has stepped down as the Remedy CEO with immediate effect. Virtala, who was appointed as CEO in 2016, will continue to work for the developer for an, quote, agreed transition period, end quote, while it begins the process of appointing a new leader. Remedy co-founder and chief product officer Marcus Maki will take on the role of interim CEO effective today, October 22nd. Maki has been on the developer's board of directors since 1995 and is also a chairman of the board. As Maki, which I could completely be butchering, I'm sorry. That's how I'm pronouncing it, my bad. If it's wrong...
It has a cool accent mark.
It does have the umlaut above the A. Maybe it's Makey. I have no idea. As Maki becomes interim CEO, Henry Osterland will take over Maki's previous role as chairman of the board. Osterland has been a board member since 2017. Another umlaut appearance.
Yeah.
Right there. A second umlaut.
Second umlaut is hitting that.
Quote, I want to thank Tero Virtala for their substantial contribution to the management of Remedy since 2016, said Maki. I personally thank Tero for good cooperation and wish him the best for the future. Last week, Remedy announced, that was an end quote, by the way. Last week, Remedy announced it would be adjusting its financial outlook for 2025 following weak sales, end quote, of its first multiplayer title, FBC Firebreak. It recognized a non-cash impairment of 14.9 million euro, representing the game's development costs alongside publishing and distribution rights.
Damn.
That's tough.
FBC Firebreak, man.
Man.
That was a swing and a miss.
It really was. And I think it may not have been a swing and a miss 7 years ago.
Okay.
6 years ago. Granted, nobody knew what Control was back then, but you know what I mean? Like that style of video game, I think, is a lot easier to hit when the market just doesn't have a whole lot of those games. And now we are seeing so many games in that style and in that genre. And it's really, really hard to stick out nowadays, especially I think when your game comes out to very mid applause.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that the game came out and was amazing and still completely underwhelmed. I think it came out and a lot of people were like, this is pretty average.
Yeah.
This is not what I want right now.
I keep harping on it, but the IP of Control, I don't think lends to what FBC Firebreak is as far as like the transfer of like audience going from one to the other. Like we talk a lot about how important IP is and how like making something based on an IP has more of that like install base that's gonna be a fan of the thing because they like the franchise. I just don't. I keep coming back to the Ship of Theseus thing where you change Control enough and then give it back to your audience and they're gonna be like, yeah, but that's not Control. And like the people,
that's not why I show up for Remedy games.
Yeah, like I saw FBC Firebreak. I fucking love Control, but I look at FBC Firebreak and I'm like, okay, that looks cool, but also I'm not gonna play it. You know what I mean? Like that's not. I'll wait for Control 2. Right. So I think it's a tough sell, and I don't think the IP is why this is failing at all. But I wonder how much of this game got greenlit because they're like, we're looping it into this, and so there's gonna be that connective tissue or whatever. Right. But I don't think Control's the right IP for that. Yeah, I think throwing a game like this into the Last of Us universe, well, maybe The Last of Us is too popular, but I'm thinking of a universe that just doesn't lend itself to this sort of arcadey feel. I think FBC Firebreak, very kind of wacky and over the top with a lot of the enemies and the music, and it's your characters are talking to each other, and like it felt a lot more frenetic and not really belonging in this very kind of dark, mysterious, what's happening here Control universe. Yeah. But yeah, it's not quite time to worry about something like the future of Control, but it's hard for me to not have that little inkling of doubt in my mind of like, oh my gosh, I hope we don't see massive setbacks for Control 2. I hope not. Dude, I'm not there yet, but I hope not. We did our sponsored NVIDIA GeForce Now stream the other day, where we played Control streaming through the cloud, me and Greg.
And while playing Control, it's just like, wow, this really is one of the coolest, most badass video games
Yeah.
ever. Like, what an awesome video
Dude,
game.
I played that game while it was buggy as hell, and I still, you know, I'll press pause. That shit would take 5 seconds to load in the pause screen.
Story number 4
Shout out
comes.
to Launch Control.
Story number 4 comes from Jordan Middler, the homie at VGC, and this is another sad one. The Gamer website suffers widespread editorial layoffs. Video game website TheGamer has suffered widespread layoffs according to former staff. On Wednesday, several former members of the site's editorial teams took to social media to announce they'd been laid off. According to multiple former employees speaking anonymously to VGC, entire section teams have been, quote, decimated, end quote. According to those still at the outlet, TheGamer will continue in a slimmed down form. Those who remain aren't clear on how that will manifest. According to staff who spoke to VGC, these layoffs have been expected, but the scale has surprised those still at the site.
Damn.
Our hearts go out to everybody at TheGamer. That
This
sucks.
Yeah, like this is one that for me hurt to read, just in the sense of, one, I was just at, I think, PAX and maybe even MagicCon. I was hanging out with people from TheGamer.com.
Yeah.
And like, it's, for me, it's always cool to meet somebody from TheGamer, because if you don't know, Kind of Funny and TheGamer have kind of like a fun relationship, where if you're a fan of the shit list segment that we do on GamesCast sometimes, that came out of us doing the Patreon post shows where the shit list was its own thing, and every week I would have to find a list for us to talk about and like judge and critique on the show, and 90% of those lists came from thegamer.com. And so like I have like a love for TheGamer, even though like we would dunk on TheGamer all the time, right? Because the lists were always ridiculous, but also that's kind of the point of doing lists on the internet, is that, you know, people are going to dunk on them because they're going to be ridiculous or whatever. I think, you know, this absolutely sucks. This hurts my heart to hear. It also is, I think, getting more to the serious aspect of it, just another one as far as where video games media is at, right? Like even where fucking media is at, right? As far as what people do with journalism, what people do with writing articles online and all this shit. It is rough out there, both I think because of how the landscape has evolved, but then also how AI is taken over and how Google's homepage is, I think, really bad for a lot of people that are doing this type of work, as far as like how they've condensed that into their AI stuff and changed the algorithms and all this shit. It's not been good. It's been very bad for a lot of the space. And so,
and this is not necessarily coming hot off the heels, but you know, we're talking May 2025 layoffs with Valnet laying off a lot of people at Vox Media, a lot of people at Polygon. And yeah, Valnet strikes again. So very, very discouraging, and our hearts go out to everybody. I have to keep on saying that phrase, and I mean it every time, but the part of me that, you know, feels a lot of anxiety, feels like people think I just go through the motions with these stories,
like
because we repeat them a lot. But yeah, it always sucks to hear that.
Mhm.
And that, you know, all those layoffs were pretty massive and pretty big, bless.
Huge.
But if I wanted to, I'm tired of all that big news. If I wanted,
What's funny is that
I'm tired of it. Bless.
What's funny is that I put a happy story as the last story to try and change the energy, but we're so late in the show, and so you have to make the transition anyway.
I'm gonna put it into Wii News. I'm so tired of all that big news, bless. If I wanted something smaller, say the tiniest news I need to know about, where would I go?
You go to our last news story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
Marvel Comic Invasion.
Cosmic.
What did I say? Comic?
You said comic, yeah.
Stupid ass.
Idiot.
Stupid as hell.
Fucking
Marvel
fool.
Cosmic Invasion launching December 1st. Fiery telekinetic abilities beat jet-powered alter egos as two brand new characters, Phoenix and Invincible Iron Man, were unveiled in a high-octane new gameplay trailer today.
Come on.
Very,
we're
very
here.
cool.
Fucking Barrett and Greg yesterday, right, we're talking about, oh, it's got to be Game Awards. Oh, it's going to probably be day and date with the Game Awards. Nah, dog. This shit's coming out December 1st. They had to announce this shit. They had to announce it. I never doubted you for a second, Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
This is the best looking art style ever.
I love looking at this game.
It's this style of pixel art with how chunky all the characters are. All the characters have a roundness to them, to their shape. You know, like
It's like it's perfectly translated from those Saturday morning 90s cartoons.
I feel like there's kind of a 10% chibiness to them. Like
Okay, I can
They're
see
not
that.
perfectly human shaped, like they're, they kind of got some stock in it. I just love the look of it. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
From Eurogamer, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 will be more concise, says director following fat feedback. Regarding time management in certain sections, especially in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I honestly don't believe they were no longer necessary, he said. I feel like nowadays players just have too much to do and too much to play, so they often feel the urge that something has to be concluded quickly. He added, as we work on the conclusion to the trilogy, we are striking a balance on how story arcs are told and spread out as to ensure that the game feels a bit more concise.
Interesting. It's not something I guess thought about that deeply as far as. Actually, no, that's a lie. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was long as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That was a long-ass video game. But I think I'm surprised that they're taking that feedback and actually, like, taking it to heart and saying that some of these things are going to be more concise, which I wonder how fans are going to take that, because,
Some people are like, give me my 60-hour RPG.
Yeah, I feel like, I'm sure a lot of fans enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But
From Eurogamer, Pal World Studio Pocket Pair won't publish games with the AI. Quote, people are going to say I'm lying, but these are just the hard facts, he said. We don't believe in it. We're very upfront about it. If you're big on AI or stuff, or your game is Web3 or uses NFTs, there are a lot of publishers out there who will talk to you, but we're not the right partner for that.
shout out to Pocket Pair.
Hell yeah.
Them saying, yo, we're not going to use AI. We're not going to do that. If we're going to copy something, we're gonna do it with our bare hands.
Yeah.
If we're gonna take designs from something else, we're gonna have a human take that. We're not gonna use AI.
I'm gonna take that 3D model with the exact same 3D mesh and wireframe, but I'm gonna add a little nub to it. I'm gonna call it my own.
I'm gonna take Lucario and not change it at all.
I'm gonna add some wings to Lucario.
I'm gonna call it Anubis instead.
Dubario. Luigi.
Shout out Pocket Pair, man, because they're just like I can't tell their vibe. You know what I mean? It's like everything they say. I feel like I like Pocket Bear. I feel like I like them, but they veer close to the sun.
I do like them. I've met and hung out with a couple people from there, and I think they're very cool people. But I mean, this isn't even a but. This is just like, I love hearing this. It doesn't matter who you are.
It's like
this rocks.
To me, they're the kid that, like, you know, you're cooking something on the stove and you have like a toddler that kind of wants to touch the stove and you're like keeping an eye on them and they know not to touch the stove. Pocket Pair doesn't touch the stove, but they look like they're like, they're thinking about it. You know what I mean? It's like, why are these so close to Pokemon? Okay, you're not doing AI, you're not publishing AI games, good for you. But also, your designs look like they're AI designs, but okay, cool.
This comes this reminds me of an awesome interview that I heard recently with The Wire creator David Simon and Ari Shapiro. Shapiro said, "Okay, so you spent your career creating television without AI, and I can imagine today you're thinking, boy, I wish I had those tools to solve those thorny problems." And David Simon says, "What?" And Shapiro says, and Simon said, "You imagine that I think that?" He goes. And Shapiro goes, "Yeah, boy, if that had existed, it would have screwed me over." And Simon said, "I don't think AI can remotely challenge what writers do at a fundamentally creative level." Shapiro replies, "But if you're trying to transition from scene 5 to 6, and you're stuck with that transition, you can imagine plugging that portion of the script into an AI and say, 'Give me 10 ideas on how to transition this.'" And David Simon replies, "I'd rather put a gun in my mouth."
Damn. Good for them.
Fucking rules.
That's hilarious.
Luigi's Mansion is coming to Nintendo Switch Online October 30th.
Let's go.
Pikmin 4 free update launches November 2025 with a photo mode, decor Pikmin, and creature activity level. So I guess that little animated short wasn't for nothing.
It wasn't for nothing. Yeah.
It was all for the Pikmin 4 free update. More Game Pass games have been announced for October 23rd, Power Wash Simulator 2 and Bounty Star. On the 24th, Super Fantasy Kingdom. The 28th, Halls of Torment. The 29th, The Outer Worlds 2. And November 4th, 1000 Times Resist and Football Manager 26. And that's going to do it for Wii News.
Are you just going to stop there?
Yeah, we got super chats. We got You're Wrong.
Well, I do want to shout out real quick a kind of funny audience member who DM'd me on Blue Sky, and they said they're going to launch, or they said they just launched the announcement trailer for their tiny 10-minute narrative Steam game about living with chronic fatigue and long COVID. It's called "It's Not You, It's Me."
This is the thing I was going to read, though.
Oh, okay.
The thing that Kevin just brought up.
Oh, we'll move back to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not you, it's me. It's my kind of funny best friend. If you're interested in this, go check out the Steam page. Kevin has it pulled up. And shout out to the old man Alan in my DMs for giving this to me. And then also I want to shout out Catanon, which is an indie game that came out. The Eugene, the developer at Void Maw Games, tweeted out, "Hi, I'm Eugene. I finished my first game, Catanon. It hit 52K wish lists in 10 months, and I released it between Silksong and Hades 2. Average peak players, 11 AMA." And this is one that I remember us in our Slack channel sharing and being like, damn, this game looks cool. But I don't think any of us really came around to playing because it came out at such a busy time.
Yeah,
and so,
I had 100 hours in Silksong.
yeah. And so he hearing about how this has the average peak players of 11, I'm like, damn, dude, that sucks, because I look at this game and I'm like, this looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And so just wanted to give a shout out to Catanon. If you see this, we're playing the video version. I guess if you're an audio listener, it's a 2D action game, pixelated, kind of reminds me of Katana Zero, but a bit more, I guess, like actiony.
Yeah, it's kind of a futuristic, kind of neon pixelated art, and you kind of have that cool Ronin hat with the 6 samurai sword. It's like, future samurai type stuff. That is, for audio listeners, it's spelled Katanaut.
It's a Metroidvania inspired action roguelite. Is how they describe it on the store page. So it's Katanaut, like you mentioned, Katanaut.
27 recent, or 132 reviews total, with a very positive on Steam. You always love seeing those very positive review scores. Let's get to some super chats. And you're wrong. Remember, if we got anything wrong with the show, let us know. kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. Let's see. Let's see.
I got so many tabs open. I gotta close these tabs.
Let's see.
I had like 3 tabs that had Trials Rising open for some reason. Everybody, let's make tomorrow Trials Rising Day. We're all gonna play Trials Rising tomorrow, all right?
We have a super chat, or sorry, you're wrong, saying those rumors about Pocket Bear taking exact models from Pokemon were confirmed to be fabricated. Jokes are fine, but just saying.
They're jokes, but also
That's fair.
well, they're kind of jokes because those are Pokemon, bro, dog. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not saying that they copied and pasted the models. I'm saying you look at you look at Pal World creatures, and they're like verbatim Pokemon.
Yeah, it does. It's one of those. It's like
I'm joking, but also
I'm
serious.
It's one thing to be inspired, but also like the face of that character looks exactly like that other character. Big Bad Beluga says a bunch of the Red Lynx team that originally made the Trials games were laid off years ago and since started Channel 37. Their debut game, The Last Caretaker, launches in early access November 6th. Community manager, also a friend of the show, Jack Patilla.
No way.
Formerly of Achievement Hunter. Yes, Jack Patilla was here to show this off during... And by the way, The Last Caretaker is a game that I really, really want to check out because it's a single-player survival game. But it's a game about, like, everybody left planet Earth, and you are trying to... Like, you are in charge of kind of, I guess, bringing civilization back. But it's a first-person kind of survival game with a lot of cool physics and awesome little puzzles. But yeah, when Jack was here for GDC... We were showing off The Last Caretaker.
Wow.
Yeah, very, very cool video game. Let's get to some super chats.
Super chats.
Mad Rocks says, Pocket Pair copies designs the old-fashioned way.
There you go.
That was a $2 super chat. Dcash, $2 super chat says, 31, parentheses, the number will always be Nickelodeon to me. I like that. $5 from Scotch Dog says, I feel like developing for a console PC hybrid would be a nightmare for devs. Do you develop the game as an Xbox game or as a PC game?
I mean, it would just be PC.
Yeah, well, I mean, most things are built on... Like, most indie devs now are making stuff on Steam only. Mm-hmm. And then you get certification for console, and, like, you would need those dev kits still, but, like, most things you are making are on PC. I don't know if you're asking keyboard, mouse, or controller. I have no idea, but, like, it's all like you're making for the same framework essentially.
Yeah.
It's not super different. Starcore says FBC Firebreak was on PS Plus and Game Pass. I wonder what sales they were looking for to cover the cost those two deals didn't. Probably just more.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly,
because even being on those platforms, you know, I know the Steam DB charts are never.
I was just looking up the Steam DB for it.
Yeah, like the Steam DB charts, I still think were pretty abysmally low.
There's 21 people playing FGC Firebreak right now. I think that's enough for 2 games.
And when it launched, there were, I think in the
peak was almost 2,000.
Yeah, that's like crazy low.
Yeah.
Now you again, if you're on Xbox and PSN, you got to hope that there was definitely more players there, but who knows? That's gonna do it for our show, everybody. Trying to look for some more super chats here. A super chat early on from Broke Gamer Guy talking about the Marvel Cosmic Invasion release date. Thank you so much. It says, nice shirt, Andy. Nice jacket, bless. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate you. We have Jaden Vanderhorst with a $10 super chat. Appreciate your support. Says, birthday tax, turning 25 today.
Wow.
And just want to say thanks to the Kind of Funny crew. You've been a part of my daily routine for the last 4 years, and now looking forward to supporting KF for more years to come. Thank you, Jaden.
Happy birthday, Jaden.
Appreciate your $10 support and your birthday tax, and happy birthday to you.
I love hearing from audience members who are like, what's the word I'm looking for? Who are lower than 30, who are younger than 30.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
My brain just did something there. But yeah, audience members who are younger than 30, shout out to y'all, because usually I feel like I'm on the younger side when it comes to like me here and then also me in the audience.
Oh, yeah. You look at my Twitch demographics and it's like the 30 to 40 range is like 70%, 80%. And then
yeah, like a lot of people,
I have like 2% in the 20 to 30 range or whatever.
A lot of people, came up listening to Greg,
right,
followed along since Podcast Beyond, right? And so like I think our audience very much leans on the, I guess, older demographic.
My side of things, yeah. I'd say closer to pushing 40.
Because it's a breath of fresh air to hear from people in their 20s.
Jeff Bull Jr. with a $5 super chat says, super chatting from the toilet. Thank you, Jeff Bull Jr. Did you drop a Jeff Bull in that bowl? Thank you for a $2 super chat from Flying Penguins, who says, this is for Andy. Fuck the Cowboys, go Birds.
Wow.
Hey, watch your ass.
Wow.
Man. We're coming. We're coming for you.
Wow.
We're coming for that ass.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Coming for that ass.
I want to shout out a game.
Go ahead.
I'm looking forward to. Recreation. Have you seen this one? Recreation, spelled WRECK. Recreation.
Okay.
It is from Three Fields Entertainment. If you're familiar with that name, it's because they made Dangerous Golf and Dangerous Driving and Dangerous Driving 2. They're people who formerly did Burnout. Let me see if I can play the gameplay. They're basically making what looks like Burnout meets Hot Wheels Unleashed, where it's like Burnout driving, but you're kind of flying all over the place. There's like custom tracks that look like Hot Wheels tracks and shit.
I've been saying forever, man.
This comes out in like 6 days. I've
been saying forever, Forza Horizon needs to let you lower like the physics. Forza Horizon doesn't ever want you to feel like shit, so it keeps you grounded way more than it should, so that you're not failing and like flying all over the place. But like, man, some of my funnest gaming days were just San Francisco Rush on 64, just trying to like go up a ramp and hit that one ramp at a certain angle, and you're just flipping and spinning and flying all over the place. I love that shit. That'll do it for Kind of Funny Games Daily today, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerd news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. Enjoy the GamesCast next and the stream after. Remember, Jurassic World Evolution 3. Maybe we see a appearance from John Hammond and Ian Malcolm. I don't know. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.